So there's 3 really large companies that I've worked for as a W-2 employee.
Sure.
And 2 of them approached this thing we're talking about completely from opposite ends of the spectrum. And interestingly enough, so it's General Electric and Danaher.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, the former leader of Danaher is now leading General Electric.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I was with Danaher first, then I went to GE. So I brought my Danaher experience to GE, and I was like, what are these people doing, right? And GE is very incestuous. They have development and it's all great stuff, but they have development. So there's a lot of people in GE that came up through the GE school. You know, they got out of a reputable university, then they went into the GE program, and you call them program kids. It's a 2-year rotational or 3-year program, and it's great because
it's a development system for your employees.
It is, and it indoctrinates you into GE. But me coming in with this other perspective, like that wasn't really popular, and it also, you know, people in that were these classic GE folks, they saw Danaher and they're like, what's that? You know, well, fast forward, and the guy that used to run Danaher is now running GE, trying to get GE back on its feet. So kind of an interesting set of experiences to pull from. And the reason I mention that, though, is that in the olden days, GE used process and some of the things we're talking about. It became this self-fulfilling monster. And then they had this huge quality organization that was responsible for shaping the monster and keeping the monster running. Danaher didn't do that at all. Danaher, if you were a leader of a functional area, you had to have a certain level of expertise in the Danaher business system, and you had to own it for your area. So instead of this entire quality organization that was like the police and the pushback, no, you have to follow our rules. No, you were held to a different set of operating standards and a different measurement of success as a leader. And you had to check those boxes if you wanted to remain a leader in the business. And that involved...
See, I like that better. It gives you the freedom to be able to innovate and to be able to do things that if you're stuck in a system that's way too rigid, then you can't innovate.